performing an action. For example, how do we launch the paint application? Instead of left click or click, and you go and use right click. Only that term have disqualified you for getting your mark. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Good. So the step is very important. The first step, followed by the second and the third and the fourth. Every candidate should be able to follow the due steps in correct order.
Hi guys, welcome to Justice Computing class. My name is Justice Joseph Kofikabe, your ICT educator for today. Today I'm in Coastal Estate International School here to interview one of the chief examiner. Specifically those who mark our ICT script. And you keep on asking me questions about how you are getting one in ICT, you are getting one, but later you realize that you swept you with the one. But today I'm here specifically to ask him some of the things that we do wrong that will make us not to get the grade 1 as we always expect. So if today is your first time of watching this channel, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel and also press the notification so anytime we upload a video or a lesson, you'll be the first person to be notified. Stay tuned. Stefa.
Yes, my boss.
Oh, a long time.
Oh, it's been a long time. I don't know where you have been now.
Yes, I can remember when I was teaching in Teshian. You were in, I think, Love International something. Yeah, there's a school.
Love School.
Love School, yes. And I remember you were having so many schools that you were teaching then.
Yes.
Yes, and you were big man. Though we were having only one school, I realized that you rotate. Hey, big men always they don't talk.
We are learning from you.
Yes, Mr. Efa, I know you've been an ICT examiner for WAEC for some time now. You're marking ICT scripts. And I'm here to ask you some few questions that my students have been asking me, but it seems that I'm not with the WAEC, and WAEC cannot talk to us directly. But because of you being an examiner with WAEC, I think you clarify things to them so that they will understand some of the things that they do that will make them not to get a grade 1 in ICT. But I want to ask, how is the marking of ICT goes? How do you mark the ICT script? What are some of the things you expect from the candidate to write before you pass them?
So I'll put this thing in 3 phases. For BECE, candidates should be able to know the right terms, the ICT terms. You see, clicking and left clicking is the same. Steps in performing an action. For example, how do we launch the paint application? Instead of left click or click, and you go and use right click. Only that term have disqualified you for getting your mark. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Good. So the step is very important. The first step, followed by the second and the third and the fourth. Every candidate should be able to follow the due steps in correct order. Yes, so if you don't state the step in correct order, then what do you expect?
Okay, it means you are
and using the keywords, right clicking, where you are supposed to use left click, you get wrong. Yes, so you should be careful when you are answering this type of questions. And the steps, then terms. These 3 options is what we look for. Yeah, the keyword, the ICT term, and steps. Good.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, assuming you are asked to outline the step of how to shut down the computer.
Good.
So assuming the first step, the person misses the first step.
Good.
But was able to get the second, fourth up to the last step.
Yes.
How do you mark that?
Let me give you this principle. I have only one principle, and the principle is just simple. My brother, if you are going to prepare rice and you don't have the ingredients, how do you set the fire?
Okay.
If you want to watch television and you have not plugged
the television.
the television,
How are you going to
maybe the machine will not turn on. Good. So you have to follow the procedure in sequential order.
Okay.
Good. So you don't just go get the first impression, you get it wrong, then you continue and getting the other ones correct. No, it's wrong. So follow the right procedure. First, you have to do this. After that, you move to this.
Okay.
You don't move to class 3 and come back to class 1.
It's not possible.
Yes. So you have to start from that level. Then you climb. But don't just climb and be coming back. Are you getting what I'm saying? So we start from crèche. From crèche we come to KG1. We come to lower primary, class 1, class 2. We don't move from crèche straight to upper primary. It will not be possible. So it's steps. So you have to follow the step. Good.
So that it means that everything will be marked wrong.
Yes, everything. You will even get 1 mark for that.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much.
But if your first answer is correct, the first step is correct, and the second one is wrong, we'll start marking you down from the second one. Good.
Oh, okay.
The first sentence you get something. First step you get something, but the second one you never get. We'll give you 0 quick. Good.
And so, does WAEC correct mistakes when assuming a child is writing a sentence or specifically a terminology that is wrongly spelled?
Yes.
Does WAEC correct that?
It depends on the examiner.
Okay.
It depends on the examiner. Sometimes the examiner is asked. We have what we call additional information.
Yeah.
Good. So WAEC will give us the marking script and tell us to accept certain things and not to what accept, reject certain things. Good. So there are some principles that we follow. So they have given you what is this. WAEC need these keywords in it. If you don't bring it, it's 0.
It's 0.
Good.
Oh, okay. I think my students are getting things clear now.
So we don't even rush into answering practical questions.
Yeah.
Good. You have to relax, understand the principle before you start. You see, most of the time, because the students have seen it before, the candidate have seen it before, they just rush and answer the question. Yes, we don't want you to rush. You take your time, answer, just analyze the question and answer and flow. You see? But we are particular about our steps. The steps, when you don't follow the right steps, you won't get it. We won't even consider you. So as students or candidates going to write BECE, make sure that you know the right step before choosing that question. Good. If you don't know that type of steps, don't even venture. Because you won't get that full mark. Sometimes you won't get it at all. Good.
And so I wanted to ask, how do you grade? Is it 80 to 100? Is it 90 to 100? Because I could remember one of my best students and end up by getting 2, even though the person I was not even expecting to get 1 even got it. But my best student, it could be that some of the things that you said or some of the mistakes that he or she committed. But I want to ask, the grading system, how is it? Is it 90 to 100? Is it 80 to 100? I want to declare.
You see, why I have so many departments, we are under marking. We mark the script.
Okay.
They do the grading. So they do what we call random sampling. They look at the total results before they put the grading system. So you see that last year was different from this year's grading system.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So the grading system changes depending on the performance.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Depending on the performance. We don't use one grading system.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
So they have their principle there. We also have our marking. So we do the marking. Then we leave the one for them to continue. Yeah. So they have a system that they also run. So we are just concentrating on the marking and what we expect the student to write. Yes. Their terms, they shouldn't joke with it. That one is key principle. There are keywords, they shouldn't joke with it. Then the last one is the terminology
The terminology.
and the steps. That is all.
Okay.
Good one.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, there is a new curriculum that has been introduced now.
Good.
Specifically, and the channel is computing, even though all is the same. Even though the channel all is the computing and everything is the same. But I wanted to ask, how does how do you call it? The curriculum comparing the new one and the old one, is there any changes?
You see, the first one, that is the old syllabus. Are you talking in terms of the primary or the
Yes.
JHS one? I want to know. Or the
Yes,
old type?
Yes, the old style of teaching, the computing, and the old style of teaching ICT. Though it's the same content.
I would say the pedagogy,
Yes.
the style of teaching.
Yes.
Okay. So the old one, the old syllabus, I think we don't have much practical base.
Practicals.
But this one, we are allowing the student to do much practical.
Practicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can say the practical base compared to the old one, we can say that this one is good.
It's good.
Based on practical.
Yeah.
This one, there's no much theory.
Theory.
Yes.
Yes.
We allow the children to do the work on their own.
Oh, yeah.
You see, so it's like child-centered.
Okay. Yeah.
When you look at the previous one, we do teaching method. We use the teacher-centered.
Teacher center. Yeah.
Yes, what the teacher will say, that is all.
Final.
Yes, but this time we are doing it with the children.
The children.
We want the child to do it.
Yeah.
When you say, how do we perform this? We want the children to also do it by themselves. So you just give a principle and they will follow. Or you give a guide and they will follow. Good.
Okay.
So then when you finish, you just go around and be looking at their work, what is right, what is wrong, then you know what to do.
Yes. Guys, I think you are clearing your ears and all the doubts that you are having concerning specifically candidates, those who are going to write BECE just this year, November. You are clearing things that you are supposed to know and things that you are supposed to do, things that you are not supposed to do. That first, you have to make sure that your terminology, you use them well in your sentences that you are forming. Think before you write. You can't just stand up and because you've seen it several times, you've seen it in your class, so you just jump it and start solving. I always tell you that remember that the script that is being given to you, you are answering everything in the booklet. So if you waste the booklet, you can ask for additional booklet to answer your ICT question. It is very, very important. So before you write, you have to think before you write. You can hear it from the examiner yourself that steps. If you think you get the first one wrong, then the second one, third one in that order, you get it correct. It is not marked that way. Everything will be wrong. But if you get the first one correct, if the first one is correct, you'll mark the first one for you, get your mark, but the rest of it you get 0. Sometimes you can even mark everything wrong because it is not done that way, and you solve the scenario they made by comparing it to preparing rice and you don't have fire and you just said no. So if you have fire, you set your rice on the fire and cook it. Mr. Efa, we'll be ending our meeting very soon.
Yeah.
But what would you like to tell these candidates?
Yes.
Specifically, they are writing their paper just November.
Yes.
What will you tell them? This student, what will you tell them to take the ICT very seriously to help them pass well?
I'll say that ICT is a good subject. It needs much practicals, so I'll urge the schools to get more machines for them, especially the new curriculum.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to get new machines, do much practical. And you see, when you look at the section B, we have 2 aspects.
Yeah.
We have the compulsory aspect, that is the practical aspect, then the theory aspect.
The general knowledge.
Yes, the practical is 24 marks.
Yes.
And the subjective, that is the other one, the general knowledge, is 36 marks.
36, yeah.
So, which you choose 3, practical 1, which is 4, plus the section A, which is the objectives. Good. At least the objective, you should be careful not to get less than 30. Don't get less than 30. the section B, as well the practical aspect, the compulsory. Please, and I'm using the word please, because that is what we normally tell student candidates. Please, for the compulsory, observe the image very well. Don't just look at the image because you have seen it before. Observe it. Look at if they have used an indication like a line or something, an arrow. Please observe it before you answer. That's why always they say, observe the following images and what follows. Please be careful. Observe it and be careful when you are answering. When they ask you the question, analyze it, think through. Don't just answer. And you get your 24 marks. And that one too, don't get less than 20. It's 24 marks, but don't get less than 20. Okay. Then the subjective, when you get from 30, not less than 30. Not less than 30. Yes. Okay. Not less than 30. Okay. Because when you get 20 year, 30 year, and you get 30 year, you have gotten your one. Yeah. Yes. So please be careful. And the other one, the theory aspect, subjective, please, it's 3 questions. Don't answer more. The same result that you get. If it's 12 marks per one question. One question, yeah. Good. So you should be careful when you are answering the question. Then, as my brother said, the terms, please, the terms to be careful. And your spellings. Sometimes you don't write the words very well. You see, let your handwriting be clear so that we can see it. Sometimes when you don't write it well, we can cancel it. But maybe you have written something good. You see, so your handwriting too should be there. Write and let us see. It should be visible. Then your keywords. When you are stating or you are writing something in sentence, let the ICT keywords come in. Okay. For example, internet. When you are ending via the internet. Any internet question, end it with that. Good. For example, storage device and storage media. There's 2 differences. Yeah. There's 2 differences. Yeah. Students don't know. They write storage device is used to store information. No. It is used to read and write. Yeah. The media is used to what? Store the information. So please learn these things. It's very, very important. So this is what I can share, my brother. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Efa. Guys, I think you've heard everything. Make sure you take all this advice and put it into practice. And I assure you that you get grade 1 in ICT. What do you like to tell even your fellow teachers and your colleague teachers?
My colleague teacher is just simple. Please.
What they are not doing right.
Yes, please let the children do more practicals. It is very, very important. When the children sees this practical or perform this practical, they are able to write well. If they don't do it and you always give them the theory, they will write the theory without understanding. So sometimes they give answers which is not for that question. So please, you should be careful, my fellow colleagues. Then also please guide them on the terminologies and the steps. That is the most important one. Then practical lessons. Use past questions. Because WAEC, they normally set past questions. Yes, when you go through the session A, especially the session A, let the children do more past questions. Okay. More of them. Any question they get to see, let them do it. And it will help them. Thank you very much, my colleagues.
Mr. Faf, thank you very much. And you've really advised and you really enlightened us on so many things that is hidden that we don't have no idea of. So we want to thank you very much.
Thank you also for coming. My only boss.
Guys, thank you for watching. And if you are watching with that and if not subscribed, please press on the notification bell, subscribe, share to your friends in Ghana specifically to get hold of this video, and so that they can also apply in their various schools. Until then, see you.
Bye bye.
Bye. My name is Ogechi Wonsu. I'm a student of Coastal Estate International School. Please subscribe to Justice Computing class for more information on computing. My name is Talia Bauer and I'm a student of Coastal Estate International School. So I would like to tell you to subscribe to Justice Computing Class for more information and tips on computing.
Sonia Addison is my name. I'm a student of Coastal Estate International School. Please subscribe to Justice Computing Class for more lessons.
I'm Felix Sapon. Subscribe to Justice Computing Class and leave a like on this video.
Hi, I'm John Kudri Agri and subscribe to Justice Computing Class for more computing lessons.
My name is Masa Moko, the head boy of Coastal Estate International School, and I advise you to subscribe to Justice Computing Class for more computing lessons.